So we ain't really never had no old money. We got a whole lot of new money though. Raindrop, drop, smoking, no cooking, the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, dot. Cooking up dope in the pot. We came from nothing to something, nigga. I don't trust nobody with the trick, nobody. All of the gang and they come and get gang. Call me a river to do with the shit. Bad boozy, bad. Cooking up dope with a boozy. My niggas is sad, move. We got thudders and 100 round too. My bitch is bad, boozy, bad. Cooking up dope with a boozy. My niggas is sad, move. We got thudders and 100 round too.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. It is December the 26th. Excited to have you guys with us. Happy Boxing Day to all you guys out there, all our Canadian friends and family and people tuning in there. If my dad's watching in the UK, happy Boxing Day, Father. Excited to have you guys with us. Welcome to your afternoon BetSpresso, brought to you by our sponsors at BetOnline. That's NZ. That is Shaggy Bets. That's Vsauce, who's muted. My name is Sweatpan Jesus. Stoked to have you guys with us to continue the holiday celebrations. Boys, happy day after Christmas. We were just kind of gabbing about it, but we can do it live with the peoples in the chat. Did you guys have a nice holiday?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, good stuff.
Great time with family.
Great time with family, good food, and Christmas movies. Like, is there anything else that you want?
Yep, and a full day of sports, which, we talk sports pretty much 24/7 around these parts, so sometimes it's nice to kind of step away from it. But there was a lot of sports yesterday on Christmas. Chat, if you guys are tuning in with us, hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. Hope you guys had a fantastic holiday yesterday as well if you celebrate Christmas. If you're still celebrating Hanukkah, you guys are goated. Congratulations for being awesome and having extra days of celebrations. They celebrate Hanukkah. Is it already done, or is yesterday the last day of Hanukkah? I don't know how Hanukkah.
Yesterday was only day one.
I thought it started yesterday.
Yeah, it only started yesterday. So the crazy nights are getting kicked off.
You see, I wish Colby was here to tell us that that he would know how to do it because he's been watching. So yeah, that's how it goes. We're excited to have you guys here. Hope you had a fantastic holiday. Like I said, whether it was yesterday, whether it's continuing today, and we're glad to be back. It was so weird that we've gotten so used to doing the shows every day now that when we don't have a day of the shows going, that the channel doesn't go live.
Feels weird, dude.
It's nice, obviously, for us to not have to prep for a show and do a show, but we love you guys and we love doing it, so it's weird to not see it happen on a day.
Especially on a day with 5 NBA games, NFL games, and like 5 really, really good NBA games. You know, it would be really fun to talk to Slate, but obviously we have loved ones that want to spend time with us.
Absolutely. I think one of your dogs is trolling you on YouTube.
I think you got boys in chat.
Somebody. I don't know who it is, but I'm not sure yet.
Boys in chat are trolling V. It's all right. NZ's usually the one trolling V, so it's good to have a couple people in the chat too. What we're going to talk about today, Slate. Shags already had some bowl game stuff go off earlier. There is one more bowl that we're going to talk about, the 68 Ventures Bowl, which is one short of the best bowl, which could have been the 69 Ventures Bowl, but whatever. I know. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the NBA slate tonight. V and I have a couple plays. NZ also has a play in the NBA that we're going to discuss. And then we'll close out talking about this huge game tonight in Chicago as the Seattle Seahawks take on the Chicago Bears. And then we'll cook the BetSpresso 4. We're so close to $1,000 for Toys for Tots. We're like $40 away, which I really want to get there by the end of the month when we cap this off. So we'll cap it off tonight with the BetSpresso 4, but we shall see.
Mom, betting on myself against Rutgers. You should like that.
Hey, there you go.
I guess it hasn't really started yet. Avery Johnson, he's running for 50 yards, people. Starting any minute now. It was scheduled for 4:30, but now it's like 4:40 because that other bowl's taking a little longer.
Why do they do this? Like, I've noticed they've been doing this more and more with NBA games, NFL. Like, they say a start time on the book, and like it should don't start for another 10 minutes or something.
Well, this in particular is definitely just the ESPN. ESPN's got rights to both games, so they're wanting to show both full games. So they're radioing the boys down in Phoenix saying, "Hold the kickoff. We still got action in Detroit." So, but yeah, Avery Johnson, he's running for 50 yards. People get a better line than I did.
Yeah, go. If you peeped the scribbles earlier today, you already got that in, so you already know. You already know what it is. Just to go through yesterday, like V was saying, massive slate yesterday. 5 NBA games, 2 NFL games. The NFL decided to stamp their name on some NFL. Here's a couple of numbers for you guys. I'm sure a lot of you guys watched something yesterday, whether it was NFL, NBA, or one of the other, or both, or all. I don't know. But here's a couple things for you. So obviously the NFL was on Netflix yesterday. Both games were on Netflix. The unfortunate thing was the product sucked ass, except for Shags, who's a Chiefs fan. So congrats on the Chiefs clinching. But as you can see, the Chiefs game was watched 94 million viewers globally on Netflix, which was massive, huge day for Netflix, and that there were no problems with the servers, so that was good too. Yeah, thank God for that. But then on the other side with the NBA, and we've discussed this a lot on Sauce Team, that apparently the NBA viewership is down and it's a really big problem and all this type of stuff. Came out today that this was the most watched NBA Christmas for 5 years, up 84% in comparison to 2023. The games also all were pretty good and pretty competitive. The Lakers and the Warriors being my personal favorite. That was the one I watched the most of. But I'm sure you guys. I know you two gentlemen probably didn't watch any NBA yesterday. What did you think of the product yesterday? Did you guys enjoy watching some sports on Christmas Day, or did you just kind of say, nah, whatever, fuck it?
Oh no, it was great to watch sports. I feel like that's just a staple of the holidays: is gathering with the family, eating some food, and then taking a nap, watching whatever sporting event's on. So, NFL games weren't that exciting. I think NFL needs to probably chill and let the NBA run Christmas, unless it actually falls on a football day, which it does next year on Thursday. So I thought it was great for the NBA in terms of being able to stick a little finger to the NFL of this is our holiday.
Well, did you see the clip from LeBron right after the game, the interview?
I mean, he was right.
Yeah.
There's no reason for the NFL to put games randomly on a Wednesday just because it's Christmas. Like, not only are you taking away from the NBA and those players' families, but then, I mean, you can go into the quick turnaround for the teams that had to play. But it is.
Well, D-Hop talked about it from the Chiefs, how it was really unfortunate and really difficult for the players with that quick of a turnaround, because the Chiefs had to play on Saturday, week before, and then this game now, and then they have a little bit of extended break now for the next portion. But having three games in like 12 days.
3 games in 11 days for
11 days.
All 4 of those teams. They played Sunday, Saturday, Wednesday. So it's especially this late in the season with 4 teams that are all going to be in the playoffs. So these players are already going to have extra games on their bodies. Then you're forcing them to try and recover quickly this late in the season. It's not practical. It makes no sense.
Not at all, man. I mean, I get why they're doing it. They're trying to maximize the
more standalone
profits.
Games, more prime time, exactly.
More sponsorships. I do think that this Netflix experiment was something that they were doing to test the market on what. I saw an interesting tweet about it, basically saying because the NFL is going to be redoing all of their right packages over the next. I don't know if it's next season or the season after that. And so then they're seeing if Netflix and that type of streaming service is viable as a option for the NFL versus it just being on YouTube TV or whatever the DirecTV deal they have is right now, because it's all going to fucking change again with how streaming is and how much it's changing and growing and all that stuff. I thought it was weird.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I thought it was weird with NFL on Christmas. I liked it. I watched some of it, but the games were not very good.
They were forced. They were just trying to have something on the holiday. And I mean, it's just ridiculous the amount that fans are having to spend to be able to watch all these prime time, nationally televised games.
Right.
Like,
that's what I was going to get at.
You need a different service every few weeks. It's stupid.
We'd all benefit if they pick Netflix in the end, because 90% of us all have Netflix, but it's the Amazon, the Peacock, the YouTube TV. It's like, come on already.
What were we talking
about? You have the NFL subscriptions, right? Like the game day or whatever you're subscribing to, Red Zone, things like that. I agree.
See, but that's for the hardcore NFL football watchers. The everyday fan should have easy, simple, inexpensive access to the primetime nationally televised games. They're not nationally televised anymore. That's not a descriptor.
And like you said, Shaggy, just no more football unless it's a football day. The Thursday night games are hard enough, but you're putting teams on like a 3-day fucking turnaround. You're not going to get a good product. It's just not going to happen. Guys are beat up. Teams are not going at full speed. And you have a game like the Steelers and the Chiefs in what should have been a really good game, right? I know from your perspective, Shaggy, it was. But you know what I mean? Like that Steelers offense was asleep. Now, I give kudos to the Chiefs and I give kudos to the Ravens. Both teams showed out and they showed up. But the other two teams, they just didn't get the job done. And honestly, I think a lot of it has to do with the 3-day turnaround. The Thursday night games are hard enough. Don't force this Wednesday night garbage.
The NFL is the most physically demanding sport. You already have games 3 days of the week, Thursday, Sunday, Monday. You don't need to force in another spot just because. I mean, they did the same thing with Black Friday. With having the Black Friday games too, I mean,
that was the Chiefs too.
This is where I'm going with this point. The Chiefs have now played on 6 of the 7 days of the week this year. They played every day but Tuesday. That does not need to happen. There needs to be. I don't know. They had a nice schedule already. Just Thursday, Sunday, Monday. Rotate some teams in prime time. I don't get it.
It's money. The NFL, not to mention physically demanding. The NFL is one of the hardest sports on a week-to-week basis to prepare for, with how many scheme changes that have to happen and things like that. And these guys already talk about when they have to play on Sunday and they have to turn around and play on a short week on a Thursday, how challenging that is. But like, imagine preparing for 3 completely different teams in completely different situations over a 12-day or 11-day period. I mean, that is really fucking hard. These guys get paid millions of dollars, so it's not like it's not out of the realm of possibility. But like, it waters down the product, which is what V was kind of saying.
And these are meaningful games. Like we said, there's divisions up on the line. We had a Steelers team that just wasn't ready for the game, and because of that, it looks like they've given up the division, and it's now the Ravens to take home, right? And no excuses. Everybody had to prepare the exact same way, but not for me.
That's
real
fair.
quick. Before because Shags will talk about the 68 Ventures Bowl in a second, then we'll talk more NFL. But what do you guys think about the Texans? Like the Texans, I thought yesterday, I've kind of thought this team was kind of fraudulent since the offseason, purely because, not only because I'm a Titans fan, but because I just think that they got doned elite too quickly. Are you guys concerned about this team going into the playoffs? Do they scare you as a team that if they had to come into your barn and play, would you be worried, or you think that they're going to show out and like kind of get everything right before it all starts?
I mean, they got 1 week turnaround before it all gets going. So I was hopeful for the Texans. You always expected CJ Stroud was going to have some sort of sophomore slump. He had such a good rookie season. The expectations were going to be higher than he could produce this year already, especially getting a Stephon Diggs on top of that, which has clearly hurt the team. Losing him, no Tank Dell now either. So no, I am not really scared of the Texans. I think they're floundering. I think they're going to be a very weak league in the AFC playoffs.
I agree. I'd be worried if I was a Texans fan with all the hopes and all the dreams that all the Texans fans had at the beginning of the year. Now looking back on it, CJ Stroud spent too much of the offseason on podcasts and TV shows. And he should have spent that time, readying up for the season. Now, I just saw this clip today. He's listing the top 5 QBs from the season prior where he played. He listed himself above Allen. You know what I mean? He didn't even mention Joe Burrow because Burrow didn't play that year. It's just a level of, I know everyone anointed him already a great, but he had kind of anointed himself on that level already after one good season. And this is the NFL. You got to play 17 games. You got to stay healthy for 17 games. You lost 2 of your top 3 wide receivers. The defense has not looked as good as it did in weeks 1 through 8. And honestly, it looks like they fell into first place of this division more than they took it.
Oh,
and sure,
100%.
they're gonna get a home playoff game, but they're more than likely gonna have the Steelers coming to town, which is not a team I would want to play in the playoffs. A Mike Tomlin led Pittsburgh.
Mike Tomlin's teams.
Exactly.
You might have the
Even
advantage
if it is
in
in
West
Houston,
You don't want them in a dome. That team, Pickens running down the field. You got Najee in the backfield and Russell Wilson with a point to
Jalen
prove.
Warren.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about it a lot, and kind of, I knew this division was not very good, and they have kind of just, as you said, fallen into the playoffs by being the number 1 seed and maybe the worst division in football. But I don't know, man. They might be one and done. Honestly, I don't think maybe they squeak by, but after that, I don't think this team has legitimate Super Bowl.
No.
I don't think they have what it takes this season.
If Pittsburgh goes into Houston in that first round of the playoffs, I will be taking Pittsburgh money line if it's plus money.
I think it will be.
It feels like Eagles of last year. Like the Eagles.
You had to set
They're not even.
If you had to
that
set,
good, I don't think.
yeah, if you had to set this line right now with the Steelers coming to town,
I would have
if everybody's in. You'd have them as favorites?
Steelers at 1.5, probably.
I think maybe as a 2-point dog, I would have the Steelers. I'd give the Texans 2 points at home. I think on a neutral field, it's an even game just because, I think maybe 2 points. Maybe I'm being generous.
So I put Pittsburgh at 4 in Pittsburgh. So 1.5 in Houston. And that's my mind. And hey, maybe I'm way off, and maybe I'll get what I perceive as an edge. We'll see.
We'll find out.
No,
well, you can't bet it yet, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah, you got to be right though. And it all comes down to Stroud. I mean, the sophomore slump's been hard on him. Without 2 of his biggest targets, it's like Joe Mixon can't do it all. So
right.
He can't even do a little bit from the play. The way
he couldn't do anything against the Ravens.
Yeah, forget about all of it. He can't even do a little bit.
Right.
He got the past few weeks. He's been shut down after such a hot start.
Mm-hmm. He's put teams in the fantasy football playoffs just to rip them out himself.
That's the point. Shit.
This happens all the fucking time in the NFL. Some guy comes in, rookie season, has a really good run, stretch of games, and as you said, Shags, he was great last year. He was very, very good. But then when defenses have an entire offseason and then they got tape on you that they can then prepare for, then you can start looking at how good a guy can be. The fact that this guy got called top 5 by a lot of people going into this season, I thought was just wacky. And we've seen it
last year.
Yeah. Well, and I don't even know if last year, but the way he played last year at points, he was in that category.
It was fantastic. He was great last year, but no, it was the first year in the NFL. You hate to call it, beginner's luck, but you said it. Teams are gonna get smarter. They're gonna figure out ways to stop them.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of weeks. Obviously, we're getting to we'll see what happens with this Commanders team.
I don't see that happening. I feel like Jaden or Jalen, whatever it is, McDaniels he's on a different level than Stroud. I think he's going to be a completely different type of player. Definitely going to fall into that elite category, I think, too, in some time, assuming he continues to play the way he is and stays healthy.
I do think, though, that the Commanders might be a first-round exit as well. The way that they've kind of fallen into wins at some points this season, they struggled to beat Kenny Pickett last week after Jalen Hurts went out of the game very early. They
should have lost that game.
They really should have lost that game. Honestly, that was the Eagles losing that game more than it was the Commanders winning that one. And it just feels like they're a team whose luck is going to run out because that stuff doesn't play in the NFL playoffs.
They're going to have to
lack of experience.
Philly too.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta go back to Philly.
They really do lack experience.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, we'll see what happens because he is very much so. I think that he already kind of maybe because he struggled for 2 or 3 weeks, middle of the season, and then he's kind of come back because he started so hot, and then he kind of went through a 3 or 4 week stretch where he was very pedestrian or kind of looked like a rookie, and then now he's kind of turned it back on again. So maybe he won't necessarily go through the same sophomore slump what we've seen from Stroud purely off the fact that because Shaggy said, he just got put way the fuck up here, and I don't think Daniels is going to get that necessarily, but who knows? You never know, man.
Yeah.
We'll see. But anyway, it's going to be fun next couple weeks. There's 2 more weeks of the NFL season, of the regular season. We've got one game tonight that kicks off week 16. Week 16? No, week 17.
No,
week 16.
17.
Week 17.
It's confusing this week with a little bit of Christmas games, all this kind of stuff.
It's not actually the kickoff because it kicked off yesterday.
Week 17. Yeah, yesterday was the kickoff.
I was thinking that, but I wasn't going to say it.
There we go.
That's the fucking problem.
Why you could? I was confused for a second. I was like, "That's not right."
What? That's not right. Yeah, I can't even read it right.
Week
17. Sorry, third game of the week. Weird shit. Thursday. Whatever. Huge game tonight though, which we'll get to at the end of the show. With the Seahawks desperately needing to win this game against the Chicago Bears in Chicago. We'll talk about the implications in a little bit, but there is some bowl game action. So Shags, take it away. I know you don't have anything that you love in this one, but what's the moves in the 68 Ventures Bowl?
Yeah, nothing I loved in this one. Let me peek at the current line for all y'all. Arkansas State is taking on Bowling Green. The Red Wolves taking on the Falcons. The Falcons Bowling Green. And it is, wow, it's up to 10. It is up to a 10-point spread. 10-point favorites are the Bowling Green Falcons. I liked Arkansas State at plus 8.5. I definitely lean their way now at 10. With all these bowl games, the meaningless bowl games, you got to look at the opt-outs and the transfers. And just looking at these teams' list, the Arkansas State list is much smaller compared to Bowling Green, who has 3 first-team All-MAC selections sitting out, including their right tackle, linebacker, and running back. All be sitting out this game. I think from a motivational standpoint, too, I'd lean with Arkansas State. They have not won a bowl game since 2019, lost their bowl game last year to another MAC team. Chance to go ahead and beat down on another member of that conference. So I think the Red Wolves can keep this one close. Plus 10 would certainly be my lean, but nothing on the counter for me. Go Ark State.
Word. Arkansas State, the Red Wolves.
The Red Wolves.
That's a wow. All right. So Prindy, my dog, Prindy. This is our Prindy's 1-year sub-anniversary, boys. So Prindy, we appreciate you, Prindy. Appreciate you, Prindy. Let's go. We appreciate you, homie. Thanks for the support, as always. We appreciate all you guys, but we appreciate you, especially when you sub, and for all the ones that have been around for a long time.
Brendan's favoritism towards Kobe is, honestly, I'm so sick of it. Like, we're right here. We are right here.
Doesn't Kobe consider himself your dad? Don't marry your dad.
He's not even on the team.
No, that's Betsky.
He's not even on the screen.
Yeah, he's not even here.
You have to fight Shaggy for Kobe, anyways.
I don't think Shaggy wants Kobe, to be fair.
Yeah, I think Shaggy is more than
We'll work out a deal, Brendy. Don't you worry.
I raised him. I'm done with him. He's all yours.
I'll take him on specific weekends.
Yeah. Every other week and
every
twice on
weekend.
No, I was thinking like every 6 weekends, bro. I can't hang. We all know that.
Yeah, fresh. Yeah, he'll be going home ASAP.
Hey, let's go.
True, and don't forget, guys, you got to get involved. Get
in the Discord for the Rug Bowl.
There it is. Get in the Discord for the Rug Bowl.
How accessible that picture has now become. It's just,
Yep, it's just there.
Just jokes, folks. Just jokes for legal reasons.
Love to see it. Also, go check out our Discord if you guys haven't already. It's free. Go get involved. Lots of smart people in there dropping bangers every day. So, does she have a lock for the kids?
Do you have a pick?
Do you have a bet?
She says she's got many.
That's what we got right now.
Mini men. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Does she mean Trae Young as a mini man?
Oh, no. That he's not accepted around these parts. Oh, puppy. That'll make her happy.
I could take this lollipop and put it on the floor and we get Trae Young.
Hey.
Yeah, it's a doggy.
Yeah, it's a doggy. Chad, everybody say hi to Inzi's daughter and to Shaggy's doggy.
Oh, Chewy. Trae questionable.
Chill.
Man.
The Hawks
just in case you needed to know.
I know. Oh,
okay. W family show.
I got that.
All right. So while these guys are dealing with being W dads, V and I will talk some NBA. Also, NZ has some NBA as well. Let's swing to the hardwood and then we'll close it out talking football. But big NBA slate tonight after Christmas Day. The rest of everybody else that didn't play yesterday is playing tonight.
How big?
Stop.
Wow, you're doing great.
Oh yeah, baby. It's a big one. It's still manageable though. It's like tolerable.
It's manageable.
It's manageable.
I actually have an NBA play.
Do you really?
Not really.
Is it Grady Dick?
It's not. No, me and I had to give.
Oh yeah, you
Little
do.
Shags, I had to give Little Shags a Christmas gift because I had him for Secret Santa. So we built a parlay together, and hopefully, I'm giving him a lot of money. And there's an NBA play in there. So.
Do you want to kick it off talking about your NBA play?
Sure, I guess. Zero research, chat, just vibes. We're taking Tyler Hero tonight. He's going for 25 points plus 120 is the number that we got. Can't really remember why we like this play, but that's kind of all. That's kind of all I got for it. Tyler Hero is going off against the Magic tonight. 25 points. That's all we need.
Is Jimmy playing? Sauce? Do you remember?
Honestly, it really doesn't matter. I was looking at this line. I like this a lot.
Jimmy's on his under. No.
Oh well.
Dewey.
Where's Trizzy? You know the.
Yeah.
Where's Trizzy?
Hey, I mean,
Trizz?
he's playing plenty of minutes, 30 plus minutes in all of his last 7 games, 25 points in 2 of his last 6. He's been scoring 20 plus a ton, but just a few more. Seeing Jimmy is doubtful. Jimmy listed is out. I love it.
Per Woj.
Tyler Harrow's going off.
Per Woj.
That dude's retired.
Let's go. All right, Chew. Well, let's see it. Drop it in the chat. I want to know what it is. All right, there's Shaggle Betts NBA Play of the Year. You'll never get another one.
Never get another one. But yeah, we need Avery Johnson, and then we need Tyler Hero tonight, and then we're moving on to the rest of the weekend.
There it is. That's how you pay. That is how you have a W brother and give him a parlay for Christmas. That's what you need.
It's funny. He did it to me last year, so I had to return the favor.
Did it get close last year?
No. It was because we did a Chiefs Raiders Christmas Day same game parlay, and the Raiders spoiled Christmas. So our parlay did not even get close.
Ain't that some shit, dude? Ain't that some shit? Well, that shit happens.
But it's a little plus 3,000 with the full unit on there. So let's take him home.
Let's take him home, baby. All right, there's Shags. Tyler Hero points. You can take the regular line, or you can just ladder it to the 25 plus if you're feeling frisky.
Why not?
Sauce Man, what you like in the NBA tonight?
So I got 2 plays. I got more. I got a whole sauce card coming out. I'm just waiting for some lineups in some of these games. But the 2 props I'll talk to you about right now, I wrote about these both. Peep the scribbles. First one is Malik Beasley. We're taking his over 3.5 threes at plus 100. It's plus 105 if you can get the right line. It's just a solid play. He has been on absolute fire over his last 10 games. In 8 of his last 10 games, he's had 20 plus points. In all 8 of those games, he's had 4 plus threes. Now, in 7 of those games, he's actually hit 6 plus threes. He has been on an absolute tear. He is firing from deep, and he has great experience against these West Coast teams like Sacramento, LA. He spent a lot of his career playing for the Jazz, the Nuggets, and the Timberwolves. He's played these teams often, and this is a Sacramento Kings team that ranks 28th in threes allowed, 28th in three-point percentage allowed, and they've just been giving up a lot of points. We know that they haven't done a good job of maintaining leads or closing teams out, so I think this is another good spot for this Pistons team to kind of come in and make some noise. They're a 5.5-point dog. They're off back-to-back wins against the Lakers and the Suns, both on the road. The team averaged 125 points per game over those 2 games, and they're averaging more points per game on the road. They're also averaging more points per game against the West Coast. For some reason, against Western Conference opponents, they're averaging 115 points per game versus 110 against the East Coast opponents. It looks like they're happy about being away from cold Detroit in a little bit of sunnier climate, and they're playing like it. We see Cade playing super well. We see Malik Beasley playing well. So 3.5 threes for plus 100, and then one more spot I'm looking at. This one's chalk. It's Shea. We're taking Shea over 31.5. His point line against this Pacers team is just, in my opinion, it's not too low. It's going to be a sweat, but this Pacers team has won 5 games in a row, 6 of their last 7, and they're staying in games. That's my biggest fear for this one, is that we just don't get into blowout territory with this Thunder team. But I don't think we're going to see that. They're on the road. This is the 3rd straight game on the East Coast here. Now they're going up against the Pacers team that ranks 22nd in points allowed, 26th in points allowed to point guards. Shea's had 30 and 39 in his last 2 games against them. Both of them have been L's. If anybody wants to win tonight, it's Shea. He's going to come out. He's going to ball out. And his volume has been something that has been fantastic over the last few games. He's had 30-plus points in 8 of his last 10 road games. And tonight they'll need him against a very high-paced Pacers team.
Yeah, we talked about Malik Beasley a lot earlier when we were kind of putting together that 3-guyser. His volume has been insane. And the Kings have been letting it up, man, from deep. And SGA is pretty self-explanatory. So, as V said, go peep the scribbles. He's got a lot more coming out for you guys on betting news. I'll close this out, NZ. What's your favorite? NZ has a play on the hardwood tonight in the NBA. What do you like? You're muted. Goats are muted.
Sorry, between the kid, the dogs, I sneezed, everything went down at once. It was just like
turned into a thing.
It was horrible. All right, so not like crazy research here, people, but we're gonna ride a hot hand. Trey Murphy the third for 3+ threes, got it at -120. I mean, he's hit it at 90% rate. My only concern is he's going up against a Rockets team that defends within the top 10 against the 3. I mean, they are. It looks like it should be more than doable, especially with the amount of attempts he's putting up. He's averaging 8 a game over these last 10 games, which is a lot. I mean, the volume's there. We only need 3. Getting good value. So this was the play I chose.
Nice. Tough matchup.
No. You're on. What are you on his under of? Oh, boy.
Well, to be fair, NZ, it sounds. I mean, Chewy's on.
She's on an 8-leg under.
The entire slate under, pretty much.
He's on Tyler Hero points under too. So
he's just fading all of us.
Hey, Chewy, you're going 6 of 8, and unfortunately, the 2 losers are going to be Trey Murphy and Tyler Hero. But hey, 6 of 8.
There you go.
Not bad.
There you go.
Love you, Chew.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the play, and I might have a touchdown score for some football.
Whoa.
Oh, we'll talk football in just a second. That's okay, Chew. Hey, man, best thing, like you said, at least if you lose, we win. If we win, you lose. Or
one of us is winning.
I don't know which way that works. You know
it's a flex. 6 of 8. 6 of 8. That's all we need, Chew. 6 of 8. That's perfect.
Somebody's winning. That's what I meant. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know. All right, I got 2 plays in the NBA, and then we'll talk football. First one, nice and easy, nice and chalky, kind of like V's chalky play. Give me LaMelo Ball over 8.5 assists. The Hornets are taking on the Wizards tonight. Pretty much anytime any player you want to taking on the Washington Wizards is probably a good bet because they are the worst defensive team in all of basketball. They allow the most rebounds, assists, and points to most positions. LaMelo Ball is coming into this game on a heater. I really like his threes too, but I decided to take his assists. He's had 13 assists in his last 2 matchups with this Wizards team with almost 20 potential assists in both of those games. You guys know how well LaMelo can facilitate. You're also getting Brandon Miller back in this game as well, another scorer for him to pass the ball off to. He's going to take 15 to 20 threes, so if you like the threes, just take that because the volume's going to be there. I went for the assists, but I kind of took both at kind of differentiated, but I love the assist. Take it. You can sprinkle the triple-double too if you want, as long as this game stays competitive. He should play substantial minutes and should flirt with a triple-double, but I love the assist over 8.5. And then I got a 2-unit play. I was talking with V about this earlier today, and we bet on him for the BetSpresso the last week, and Shags, you were the one that wanted to bet this guy in the BetSpresso 4, and he got the job done with ease. He's my little sneaky wagon, chat, and I'd love for you to ride him with me.
Don't even tell me who it is. Yeah.
Give me Denny Advia over 12.5 points. The Portland Trailblazers tonight are taking on the Utah Jazz. Similar to the Washington Wizards, the Jazz are bottom 3 or 4 statistically in most defensive categories. But they give it up in the points department. Denny has been awesome for this Trailblazers team, shooting incredibly efficiently from the floor. He doesn't usually play over 25 minutes, so it's not like a big volume play. But he's hit this line in 8 of his last 10 games. He had 19 points against the Dallas Mavericks in their last game. He's going to take enough shots to get over this 13 number. If you like it the way I do, ladder it to 20. He has done pretty well also against this Jazz team historically as well. So ride my little sneaky wagon with me, chat. Denny Advia over 12.5 points. Love this play. Like I said, this is a 2-unit play for me. I don't do 2 units very often, but Denny is calling my name. Old Denny. Go to Denny's with me. 24-hour diner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't go to Denny's. You just end up at Denny's.
Yeah. It's like Waffle House, bro. Yeah. Oh, that's so true. You don't make the decision to go there. You just randomly end up
late
there
night wandering around South Padre Island. What the hell's open? Hey, there's a Denny's. Let's go to Denny's.
Oh, man. That's so true.
I hate Denny's.
I'm not speaking from experience.
Of course not.
Never been.
All right, real quick before we talk football, if you had to choose between Denny's, IHOP, or Waffle House, which one are you taking?
IHOP.
Ooh, probably Waffle House.
I've never had Waffle House, so
me neither.
Oh,
they're not up here in the Northeast. I know, and every time I head south, I never have a chance to stop. I've had the chance like twice and missed it both times, unfortunately.
Waffle House like Shaq said, when you just randomly end up at 1 at 2 a.m., that all-star breakfast always hits.
I think I'm going to Waffle House.
Same, Shaq.
No disrespect to IHOP, but I think it's got to be Waffle House.
I believe it.
Yeah, mega gas. I think that no one chose Denny's kind of just shows you where we're at. If you're going to take that out. Yeah, that's not where we're at here. All righty. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's about right. If the you know what the crazy thing about Waffle House is too? The guy or the woman who is the chef, the one that's cooking all the food, their multitasking skills A+. Because they're making about 7,000 different things at once, and they always turn out good. So
they got a language of their own too.
They really do.
Yelling orders back and forth.
Yep. Facts.
Sounds like all
right.
Man. I gotta go,
dude. You guys, yeah, man.
You've never gone to a Waffle House, please.
Yeah, in your travels, brother, you got to get to a Waffle House. When we have our next meetup, if we end up doing it in a southern city, hopefully Nashville, or even if we end up in Kansas City, we'll go to a Waffle House. We'll end up there.
You guys got to go to a New York diner. A New York diner shits on them both.
Well, yeah, for sure, 100%. Although Waffle House pretty good, bro.
I believe it.
Yeah. All right, let's talk some football. Huge game tonight. V wrote about it, so I'll let him kind of kick us off here. But just to read you guys some of the implications of what's going to be going down tonight in Windy City. Chicago Bears taking on the Seattle Seahawks. With it all to play for the Seahawks tonight. 4.5-point favorites. Over-under set at 41.5. This is our friend Danny. Shout out Danny. No idea who that is, but there you go, Danny. The Seattle's only path to the postseason is by winning the division. They'll win by the division by beating the Bears tonight, and the Rams then have to lose at Arizona on Sunday. Then that means that these two teams will play in Week 18 for the division title, and both of them making the playoffs. So step one for the Seattle Seahawks is winning this game tonight. That is their first path to victory. Then they got to hope that the Rams lose on Sunday, and then it's all to play for in Week 18. So first step, got to win this game. V, you think they get the job done tonight? What is your angle on this one?
So, like you said, SPJ, it all starts tonight. If you don't win tonight, you can throw it all out. Season's over. Go home. Time for the off season, right? But there's a lot at stake here. Geno Smith not only wants to make the playoffs for his team, but he's also got some big incentives if he can either win this division or take this team into the postseason. And now the only way he can do this is by winning the division. Nothing can happen about Sunday, that Arizona game, right? You got to do what you got to do tonight. The Seahawks team is 12-2 in the last 12 games as a favorite, but he has not done a good job of covering. He has only covered 6 of his last 20 games as a road favorite, I'm looking at, and it's just not been good for Geno Smith on the road. The spread feels kind of fair with where it's at, I'm looking at, but the points is what I'm intrigued here. The Bears haven't scored more than 20 points all but once over the last 9 games. Over the last 3 games, they're averaging just 14 points per game. They've had a hard time getting into the end zone, but there is one touchdown score on that side I do like today. It's Rome Odunze. Rome Odunze, I think, is super due for a touchdown. He's got 7 red zone targets over the last 3 weeks. He's sitting at plus 285 for a touchdown. He has 2 career touchdowns this year. Both of them have come on the road. Now he's getting a Seahawks defense that ranks 27th in passing touchdowns allowed to wide receivers, and a team that allowed 9 passing touchdowns to wide receivers over the last 4 weeks. I do think that this is a good spot for Caleb Williams to come in and leave his stamp on the season, get a home win for the home crowd here, kind of maybe spoil the Seahawks season a little bit. But I do think Rome gets into the end zone. That one's plus 285. I got a couple more logical plays, but what are you guys looking at in this one before I get to those?
I like a bear as well. I like a receiving prop for not a Dunze. I was looking at a Dunze, but I'm going to take the hottest bear pass catcher right now, who Caleb Williams is targeting the most in this offense. I'm taking Keenan Allen over 58.5 receiving yards is minus 110. I took his catches a couple weeks ago. He cashed that with ease. Should have had about 15 if Caleb Williams would learn how to throw the fucking football. But he's, like I said, he's been Caleb's favorite target over the last 5 weeks. He's hit this in 4 of his last 5 games. The Seahawks defense is okay to the pass. I mean, they'll probably be playing with fire tonight because they really need to win this game, so I would expect. But I think the Bears are going to come out and want to, send them home. There's nothing better as a competitive team with nothing else to play for than ruining somebody else's season. So I really like Allen. His target share has been awesome. He's had 13 targets in 3 of his last 5 games. He had 9 catches last week for 141 yards against that Detroit team. That does kind of give it up too. So I'm just going to go back to the wagon. Keenan Allen, over 58.5 receiving yards. I don't know if he has any incentives on the line too. I didn't look that up because this is the point of the season also where guys are kind of working towards those milestones. I didn't check those, but I think Keenan has a good opportunity to be a good play again tonight at 58.5 receiving yards. And you can even ladder this. He's had 70 plus in 4 of his last 5. So you want to take 10 plus more. It's probably a nice little cheeky value too. So I like Keenan in this spot.
I like that, SPJ. And just talking about incentives real quick, Geno Smith has another incentive. He needs about 345 passing yards to finish with another $1 million over these last 2 games for the Seahawks. So he's going to be airing it out. And I think he's sitting at 70% completion rate right now in the year. If he's above 69%, that's another few $100,000 in his pocket. So I do think that's why I like Jackson Smith-Njigba today. I think he's going to have another big game. The Bears have really, really struggled against slot receivers this year, giving up big games to guys like Juwan Jennings, who had 2 touchdowns, 8 targets, and 90 yards. Amon Ra had 70 yards twice against this team. He takes a majority of his snaps in the slot. And this is JSN, who takes 84% of his snaps in that slot spot. He's the favorite target of Geno Smith this season. We've seen that. And his receiving yards line at 68.5 is something I had to tap into. I also took the touchdown.
He's been their most consistent. I mean, you got DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett on this team, but Jackson Smith and Njigba, that's kind of hard to say, has been their best receiver, especially over the last 6 weeks. He's been the most consistent. This line is really nice as well. We talked about it earlier, but Shags, before he tossed it to NZ for his touchdown bet, did you like anything in this game? Did you find anything you wanted to tap in on?
No. I mean, you guys touched on it. The game means everything for the Seahawks, nothing for the Bears. But Bears, you love to play spoiler in a situation like this, especially in your last game at Soldier Field this season too. Last time to show out in front of the home fans. So taking a team out of the playoffs ought to feel good. I am not rushing to back Seattle minus the 4.5. I do think the Bears cover. I'm sure Seattle somehow finds a way to win. I think it comes down within a field goal. Leaning towards the under, but I'm probably not going to bring it to the counter. I don't really trust the Bears offense to put up points in this situation. So I'll hope this game is competitive, maybe a little exciting. But I do see Seattle finding a way to win a close game here.
Yeah, I can see this. I could see the Bears covering for sure too. If I had to take a side, I think I'd take Bears plus 4.5.
Well, I was looking at Charbonnet actually with Walker still out. His line was only sitting at like 66, I think, for his rushing yards. Like that was tempting, knowing he's gonna get nearly every carry there is for Seattle.
He should get in. He should get in the end zone.
He's like minus 180 to score.
I know. That's why he's not my pick. He's
that's not your guy.
So juiced. I was like, nah, there's no way. There's just no value here. But he should get in.
I was looking at Sharp. I like that. If it's like below 70 yards, I think that could be a play. His rushing
and receiving is 96.5. His rushing is 69.5. Lots of 69s today.
Nice.
Nice. which he has hit only once this season. However, like you mentioned, Walker was playing most of those games, but he did have 134 against the Cardinals, and I'm pretty sure Walker was out in that game. So, yeah, there you go.
Ooh, probably I would lean Brian Robinson there.
Yeah, that's
really
tough.
Who do they play this week?
Who do the Commanders
Yeah, I was
play?
just
They play Atlanta. They play Atlanta in Washington.
They need to win, though, right?
Yes.
They both need to win.
Washington can actually they actually can jump Green Bay for the final wild card spot if Green Bay ends up not winning the North. So they could avoid going to Philly, basically.
They can also still win the division.
That too.
If the Eagles just collapse.
I keep forgetting pretty much everyone has 2 games left.
Yeah, you've already got yours out of the way.
Only got 1, exactly.
I don't know. That's tough.
I would lean Brian Robb, but that's just
I would lean. I don't know. I thought I would lean Sharp just because I feel like they might be playing with a little bit of the lead. Like you said, he's going to see every single carry and touch that's going to come out of that backfield.
True.
And against the Bears defense, that looked good, but over the last few weeks we've seen some incredible regression from this defensive squad, especially since the firing of Matt Eberflus.
I mean, the Bears' rushing defense is 31st in the NFL, which is second worst, allowing 117 yards on the ground to running backs, and 26th overall, allowing 134 yards on the ground. So I don't think you can go wrong either direction, but I think I'd go with Charbonnet if I had to pick.
Yeah, I agree.
Ooh, he said non PPR. Does that change your minds? Because I agree, PPR was Sharp for sure, but non PPR B-Rob, he's given up catches to Eckler still. So I don't know.
I think I'd still go Charbonnet.
I'm also not in the fantasy playoffs in either of my leagues, so take everything,
Betsky docked me last week.
Johnson, use your fucking legs, baby.
Run. Freedom.
You just got into the end zone. He's got like 20 yards now.
There it is.
We still got work to do. Job's not
finished. Speaking of touchdowns, NZ, who's scoring a touchdown tonight?
Well, luckily you did most of the sell job for me because it's Keenan Allen.
Hey, all right.
It's Keenan Allen. He scored the last 2 weeks in a row. He's got 5 touchdowns over his last 4 games. I'm showing that Seattle ranks 21st in the league to touchdowns allowed to the wide receiver, and it's 1 per game. Granted, I mean, with this team that we're talking about, they may only score 1 touchdown, if maybe 2 if we're lucky, depending on what we're seeing, and a bunch of field goals. But I like him. I don't know. I kind of just I looked at the data. He's been hot. He's been getting a lot of chemistry there, like you were saying before with Williams. He caught like a 45-yard bomb at the end of the first half last week to keep the score close. So I think Keenan Allen's going to be the one. I like Charbonnet, but there's no value there. I mean, and I don't like him for 2. 2 is pushing it, I think. Yeah, so you got to pass on that.
It's interesting. V kind of talked about Odunze's increase of targets in the red zone, but if you look at red zone targets right now for the Bears, Keenan Allen has 8, 7, and 9 red zone targets in 3 of his last 5 games. He has clearly become Caleb Williams' kind of safety, which is what we saw with him with Justin Herbert for the Chargers for years. So it seems like that is starting to manifest itself. Unfortunately, it's in garbage time. It doesn't matter, but it matters for next year. So that's important. What's the value on that, Enzy? What line did you get on that?
You can get anywhere between like plus 180 to plus like 210, depending on the book.
That's sexy. Let's go. All right, boys. Nice little angles. V, did you have anything you wanted to close us out with this game before we kind of start cooking some stuff for tonight?
Yeah, I actually have one last play that I'll talk about. It's DeAndre Swift. It's his receiving yards. This backfield is now being dominated by DeAndre Swift. Yeah, they traded for Roschon Johnson, but he's just not really seeing the field for more than even 25% of the snaps. This is the defense that has been bad against the pass, and now you're getting a guy like Swift who is good in the open field. He's hit this line, I believe, in every home game but 2, averaging 29 receiving yards per game at home this season. And against the Seattle team that is going to be hungry for a win tonight, I do see them bringing the pressure just a little bit more maybe. And I do think that we might see Swift get out into the open field. He's also been really good over the last few weeks, both between the tackles and kind of outside and getting into space. He's averaging 2.8 receptions per game at home. The target share goes up at home, and I do think he could even find his way into the end zone. And that's a lot of fucking touchdowns from the Bears side. But that's why I took the receiving yards with Swift and not the touchdown.
I like this. We talked about this earlier. Giannis and Dame are both out. That's whack.
You know who they're playing, right?
The Nets. Give me the Nets. Come on, you pesky Nets. Give me
I literally was
number
going to
12.
say, is it Nets money line? It might be Nets money line.
Might be Bobby Portis money line again.
Yeah. The line was 10.5 earlier, which I thought was even pretty steep with Giannis and Dame. But
locked right now.
Yeah, I would assume it's going to come back to like 7.5, something like that, 6.5. Which I might dabble with some Nets stuff. But with no Schroeder right now, it's really tough to cap this team. I just need 9 more wins though. Just give me 9 more wins, please, boys. That's all we need, and then I will retire my net fandom. All right, guys, good stuff. Chat, we're gonna start cooking. So drop what you guys like and see what you guys are thinking out there. Boys, where do you guys want to start? Let's pick 4. We got 4 of us up here. Let's pick 4 legs. Shags, you don't want to do anything in this bowl game, do you? Okay. Let's not force it.
Should we throw in Tyler Hero for Shags and Shaggles Jr.?
Just regular point line or 25 plus?
Regular point.
Let's do the regular point line.
22.5.
Oh, we can go 20 if we want to. It's like minus 200.
Yep.
I
think we go with the point line.
Just a lot.
Let's
Regular.
take the points.
22.5. That'll work.
I'm into that. 22.5 for Mr. Hero. All right.
The line moved to 7, SPJ.
7?
Yeah.
I almost nailed it.
Yeah.
Giannis and Dame are worth 4 points. That makes sense. So, all right, Hero. NZ.
Trey.
Oh, okay. Or do you want to do something in the football game?
No, I'm not putting a touchdown score in here. I'd rather take Trey Murphy for the 3 threes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Trey Murphy 3 threes.
I mean, I like your Keenan Allen yards play if that was your pick. Like, I'm not opposed to the game. I just don't have a good pick for that game.
If you guys want, we could do Keenan, because I was going to do Denny points.
Dude, I was going to throw in Jackson Smith and the jig, but so if we want, to diversify.
Okay. All right, so let's do Trey Murphy for 3 threes. He's hitting 3 threes. It's Jackson Smith and Najigba. Or Shags, what do you think? Do you want to take Trey Murphy 3s or Keenan Allen yards from NZ? Which one do you want to do?
I like Trey Murphy.
All right, we'll do Murphy.
I like Trey Murphy.
And then JSN receiving yards, 73.5. And then, I'm going to take us. We're going. It's not Waffle House. It's not IHOP. But he's open late, boys and girls.
We're going to Denny's.
We're going to Denny's. All right. There's Denny Advia over.
What's
12.
the line for Smith and Najigba? It's 73.5.
Mm-hmm. It was. It's a lot.
Let's
a few
take
yards lower. Yeah,
let's take 70.
Plus.
70.
Yeah. Just to cut.
That's good.
Just because I got 68.5, I'll be pissed if the lay doesn't hit, but my single hits. Because then I might as well just burn my single ticket on fire.
Okay.
It's a good line for 70 minus 122.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, for a parlay, for sure.
I got minus 115, I'm pretty sure. So.
Okay, so Tyler Hero, 23 points. Trey Murphy, 3 threes. Denny Advia over 12.5 points. And then Jackson Smith and Jigba, 70 yards, plus 10.58.
Shit's crazy, Chewy. The under was never hitting.
Spicy. I like it, boys. Plus 1,000, 4 legs. Nice and easy.
Not
forced. Just all lays in there nicely.
Not forced.
I locked it in.
Got me feeling nicey.
I never told you guys. On was it Christmas Eve? There was nothing on. I bet that bowl game. I took the over in that game, and I woke up to see that it went into 5 overtimes. I was like, this is the freest thing on the face of the earth.
Oh yeah. Hawaii bowl, baby.
Hero boards? You can do that as long as he scores 2. He'll do both.
Yeah.
right.
25 points.
That's all you need. All right, we got 5 minutes. We haven't done one of these with the four of us. The four of the longest tenured members of Betting News, if you guys don't know. Let's make a lotto for the let's pay for Christmas.
So this is just throwing this out there. It's all NBA or it's all NFL, sorry. But I just was doing this.
Okay.
Rome, Keenan, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and Zach Charbonnet. 4 touchdowns.
All for touchdowns?
All for touchdowns. It's very heat, but it's also plus 4,300.
Say that's 2 Bears touchdowns. Miss me with that.
And 2 Seahawks touchdowns.
I can get behind 2 Seahawks. I don't want to do 2 Bears.
But we can also just pick and choose from the NBA. Like we have lots of stuff.
We can take a touchdown score, or we could take a ladder. That's a lot of touchdowns in one game. And I always feel every time we do a touchdown fucking parlay for one game, the first touchdown score is someone else, someone random, and it's like, well, fuck me, we're done, cooked. Which one's your favorite, V? Is it a Dunze?
Touchdown score?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but for a lotto, yeah, Jackson Smith-Njigba I like, but his value isn't like lotto worthy. It's like plus 160.
I mean, that does the job when we got other legs in there.
Oh, Komet.
Plus 460.
And I'll see you guys later.
The only way Cole Komet's getting into the end zone is if they run one of those tight end sneaks.
I should have said Noah Fant. Sorry. I meant Noah Fant.
Cole Komet.
How you got Cole Komet is scoring now, chat. Yeah, his first touchdown, lock it in.
Hey, you got a better chance of getting into the end zone than fucking McBride.
Oh my god, dude. How you guys feel about this? Why don't we do Keenan Allen and Jackson Smith-Njigba?
Boom.
Why don't we do both of those guys?
Okay.
2 wideouts.
Are you down for that, Shaggles, or do you want to just take one touchdown and pick some NBA stuff?
We can do both. I just didn't want 2 Bears.
That's fair. Okay. All right. NBA. Man. What do you guys want to do?
Correct. Yes.
Yes, sir. We'll post it when we get out of here, but yes, that's it.
This must be the touchdown lady he's talking about.
What about because most of the NBA plays now we have that we talked about we have and stuff, right? Whether it's threes, auto.
How do you guys feel about LaMelo for 10 assists?
Sold.
What's the value on that though?
I'd rather Denny for 15 points.
I don't want to double dip on Denny just in case Denny's closes early, and the fucking health code comes in and shuts that shit down. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he's the last leg though at that rate. Either way.
I know, but I texted you the other day about it, and I was pissed when he didn't hit by 1 hour PRA. So I don't want us to be sweating like that again. LaMelo for 10 assists is plus 180. We could also take him for 6 threes. He's going to take about 20 of them.
Do we want to double LaMelo? That's the only reason I didn't bring him up.
Well, we only have the threes for that lay we put together earlier, V. So.
What about Shea for a 40 piece?
So many
Shy.
my only concern for that V would be if the Pacers just get clapped, bro.
Which is very, very possible.
I would lean Hurts, but Cincinnati can't stop anybody, and there might be 1 million points in that Broncos-Bengals game.
I kind of lean Knicks too, dude.
Do you? Okay.
Well, also because of Hurts coming off the concussion.
Yeah, you're right. Bo Nix.
Yeah, you don't want to leave the game.
Since he can't stop anybody. Yeah, Bo Nix.
You don't want to take the guy that's kind of banged up just in case, one bad knock to the noggin on a tush push and you're screwed.
Gonzo.
Jalen Hurts, 7 touchdowns, loading for you guys.
How about Cam Johnson for 25 points now that no Dame, no Giannis for that Bucks team?
I hate that. The
Bucks do it. Little Cam.
Mm-hmm.
If we went Kobe White 4 threes, Cam Johnson for 25, then we got JSN and Keenan Allen. That's plus 5,000.
I like that Kobe White just snuck his way in there. Where did that come from? He's been trying to sell me Kobe White since Like 9 this morning.
Since 9 a.m., I've been badgering this guy about Kobe White. Oh, what about this one? This one we haven't talked about. It's in that same game with the Trey Murphy, but it's Alpi assists.
Yeah.
Alpi singing.
He's got. He would have to take 8, which is kind of hectic.
He had 7 the last time they played against the Pelicans.
They're ranked 29th in assists allowed. They give up a lot of points.
I was gonna, I'm down. It's 3-9. Why don't we just take 7?
Can we? Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 6.5, 7 plus is plus 200. He had 7. He had 7 against this team previously.
Beautiful. Are you doing that with Cam Johnson?
Yeah, Cam is locked right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know why. Bucks line's
getting a start.
Finally, dude.
Tommy Hawkins to start, huh?
I think Pat Riley had a talking to with Spo and said, "Get your thumb out your fucking ass and start this guy."
Figure it out.
Yeah, let's sort it out, brother. All right, I can't see the value on this, but Keenan Allen in the Smith and Najigba to score a touchdown, Sengun for 7 assists, and then Cam Johnson scored 25 points. Like V said, it's probably like plus 5,000 or something like that when it comes back.
Yeah.
Put a cup of coffee on it, put $1 on it, put a gumball on it. Don't write it at all. Whatever you guys want to do. It's a lotto. Take it how you want. All right, boys. Good shit. Good vibes.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. We appreciate you guys stopping by for your afternoon BetSpresso today after the holidays. I hope you guys are out there getting frisky again. It did feel like a Monday today, but it's like Monday leading into the weekend. So it's like the perfect Monday.
Yeah.
Guys get a double dip tomorrow back to the regularly scheduled programming. You got this beautiful man right here with Mr. Colby Marcio for upping your units at 11 o'clock Eastern tomorrow morning. And then you got me, V, and Sook to close you out tomorrow night on All Sauce Team at 5 o'clock Eastern to get you ready for the NBA. We might have an NZ appearance this weekend. Who knows? Can't have him on Saturday. Maybe on Sunday. We'll see. There is going to be a special Up Your Units next week on Wednesday because Shaggy will not be will be on vacation. He will be gone for a week. But NZ, and there might be a father-son stream for Up Your Units to kick off.
Whoa.
We may or may not be wearing matching sweater vests.
Okay, I'm jealous.
Yeah, you're jealous when you're not involved of anything.
My vacation.
Oh yeah, I'm something new.
I'm so Shaggy.
I'm gonna have to have a discussion with you if you do that. That ain't happening.
I'll just be tuning in from the plane. That's all.
From the pool. All right, plus 5908. I waited long enough for the lotto. If you guys want to write it out for a little sprinkle. And then the parlay at BetSpresso 4 will get posted on the Twitter timeline. If you're watching us on Twitter, if you're watching us on Twitch, if you're watching us on YouTube, wherever you are watching us, we appreciate you guys so much for tuning in and kicking it with us. Hope you had a fantastic holiday. If you're celebrating Hanukkah today, hope you get to keep celebrating it, baby. You guys got anything else you want to say before we scooch up on out of here, boys?
Big day, lots of games. Let's just get some good ones.
Oh, yeah. Let's get it. Hope you guys feel nicey tonight. That's all we ask. And Merry Docmas. That's also the tune.
Brad.
You guys came for the winners. You stayed for the vibes. We'll see you guys tomorrow for a double dip. Up your units at 11 o'clock Eastern. Have a fantastic night. Enjoy your Thursday, and let's cash some bets. Peace.
What you know about rolling down in the down in the
Now I know we all be loving this shit right here.
rolling.
What you gonna do?
Rolling.
What you gonna do?
Down in the rolling.
What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit.
What you know about